pull up a chair, grab a cup of tea, and let's just slow down for a minute. Think of our time together today as an insider's guide. I want to hand you this secret manual for how the world actually works, the kind of timeless wisdom that most adults figure out far, far too late. Today, we're unpacking some incredible truths from a legendary speech given by Warren Buffett back in 1998. So listen closely, because we're about to uncover the hidden operating system of the world. Let's dive right in with a pretty profound question. This is one that Buffett actually asked a room full of brilliant college students, just like you. Think about this. If you could buy 10% of one of your classmates' future income for the rest of their lives, who exactly would you choose? Take a second and really think about that. I'd bet your gut instinct wasn't actually to pick the kid with the highest test scores, or the one with the highest IQ, right? You'd probably pick someone entirely different. Which brings us to our first rule. The strongest armor you can build is your character. See, society is always telling you to chase these traditional metrics, right? The straight A's, the incredibly high IQ. But your real moat, your true competitive advantage, is entirely different. When you thought about that classmate a moment ago, you were looking for someone generous, honest, reliable. You instinctively avoided the selfish or the sneaky ones, no matter how ridiculously smart they were. And that's because out in the real world, people desperately want to do business with and support those who just have a good, clean soul. Good character is absolutely your strongest armor. And as time goes on, that defensive wall only gets higher. Moving on to rule number 2, 为什么长期投资最划算? Let's talk about why long-term investing truly pays off. We all feel this collective anxiety sometimes, this intense pressure to chase flashy trends and ridiculously complicated tech just to make a dime. But the secret to real wealth? It's not complexity, it's certainty. We define certainty using Buffett's famous Coca-Cola metaphor. He famously said that even if he were stranded on a deserted island for 5 years, he would bravely hold on to his Coca-Cola stock. Why? Simply because human beings will always desire a simple, happy drink. It doesn't cause taste fatigue, and people are absolutely still going to want it 10 years from now. True value, the kind you can safely invest your life into, hides in simple logic. You don't need to understand complex internet algorithms to build wealth. You just need to find what's simple, enduring, and absolutely necessary. Just look back at 1998. Complex internet companies were being hyped to the moon. People felt like they had to risk it all on things they didn't even fully understand. But by 2000, those fragile tech fads, they completely crashed and faded away. Meanwhile, the simple, quote-unquote, boring Coca-Cola model just kept steadily growing. Over the decades, holding on to simple, irreplaceable necessities patiently allows time to do all the heavy lifting for your wealth. Complicated things break easily. Simple things endure. That brings us to rule number 3. 守住底线，不赌博. Hold your bottom line, and whatever you do, no gambling. Some of the most genius investors in history have ended up losing absolutely everything, simply because they forgot this one rule. Buffett once said, "Even if there is only one bullet in the gun, I would never pull the trigger for money." It's a pretty chilling Russian roulette analogy, isn't it? But he's pointing out something deeply foolish about human nature. Brilliant minds have historically risked money they genuinely needed, all to make extra money they didn't even need. Risking your fundamental safety, your absolute bottom line for excess cash is just mathematically and logically foolish, no matter how high the odds of winning might seem. And the crucial point here is this. You only need to get rich exactly one time in your entire life. Just once. This means you have to maturely separate what you want from what you truly need. If a bet, an investment, or some flashy shortcut has even a tiny fraction of a chance of wiping out your basic security, you just walk away. You never, ever gamble away your bottom line out of greed. Protecting your foundation is always going to be more important than chasing a higher ceiling. So, rule number 4, tap dancing to warp. Once we've secured our financial philosophy and our basic safety, we really have to look at how you're spending your everyday life. Taking a job you absolutely hate just to pad your resume is literally like saving romance for when you're 80 years old. It's utterly absurd. Why on earth would you delay your day-to-day happiness just to look good on a piece of paper for someone else? Buffett says he has tap danced to work every single day since he was 19. Finding a passion that makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning, that is your ultimate superpower. Life is entirely too short to spend your prime years doing something you despise. But to actually find that passion and to make those smart long-term investments we talked about, you need absolute clarity. Just like Buffett isolated himself in a quiet town, far away from the frantic, screaming noise of Wall Street, you need to build a quiet glass dome in your own life. Turn off the phone, find a quiet room, and just sit still. In a world completely overflowing with chaotic opinions and short-term panic, protecting your independent thinking by simply embracing silence is exactly how you make rational, life-changing decisions.
And finally, rule number 5, the lucky ovarian lottery.
We arrive at the most profound and frankly humbling piece of this hidden operating system. This is the secret that will keep you grounded no matter how successful you become in life. Before we even took our very first breath, we drew a winning ticket in what Buffett calls the Ovarian Lottery. Think about it. We were born into a peaceful era. We have easy access to clean water and food. We have incredible educational resources and the limitless magic of the internet right at our fingertips. We inherited immense, cowering privileges entirely by luck rather than by our own merit. If you're sitting here with me today, safe with an internet connection, you are already standing at the finish line of human privilege.
You know, those who are truly grateful for their luck are usually the ones who continue to receive it. You've already won the biggest lottery just by being born here. So the only question left for you is, what are you going to do with your winning ticket?